The following is a presentation of The Day.
Live from Thor Field on the campus of Fitch High School, the Fitch Falcons of 2 in a row and attempting to keep their playoff hopes live play host to the East Lyme Vikings, also winners of 2 in a row in a showdown of the big boys in the ECC, and it's all live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, we provide solutions to all of your dental needs. Your smile is our top priority. Visit us today at waterforddentalhealth.com and by Core Plus Credit Union. Love the home you're in? Well, borrow based on the finished value of your home before your renovations begin. Apply today at coreplus.org. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, live here at Fitch High School. And sports doctor, Falcons have won 2 in a row, still have a chance in Class L, and tonight's a big test against the East Lyme Vikings, so they've won 2 in a row as well.
Yeah, and taking care of business in the ECC is what Fitch has done. If they could stay out of Fairfield County, they'd probably be undefeated this year. Case, but again, when you're coming down the home stretch of the season, you've talked about slim playoff chances maybe for Fitch. And if they entertain thoughts of that, they must win here tonight. And as for East Lyme, I mean, a hard-fought win last week against a really, really tough New London team. You know, Coach Rudy Begos just wants to finish on a high note this year.
East Lyme will receive in the white, Fitch to kick off. Going left to right, and a squib kick will roll through the middle of the field, take a high bounce, where it will be downed by East Lyme. Falling to the turf and covering it is Ronan McNamara, and the Vikings will come out with one of your guys, Will Anglin, at quarterback.
Yeah, Will Anglin, I got a chance to coach him during Summer League this year, Casey. He's also the leading tackler in the secondary for Coach Rudy Begos. You're going to see a lot of Will, and you're going to see a lot of Rowan Mundell as well. So, you know, I'm going to go on a limb and say Will Anglin may be one of the best throwers, pure throwers in the ECCs. You know, he's had to grow into this position this year, and he's handled it very well.
What I love is most coaches avoid their quarterback with any contact whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's the leading tackler on the East Lyme team. And he will operate out of the shotgun. He'll have Mundell standing to his left on first down. Little inside handoff to Mundell, and nothing there. He's brought down almost immediately. Tackle made by Ty Ambrose. And, last week, Sports Doctor, both of these teams won games that I think you and I thought they were going to lose.
Yeah. I mean, again, a hard-fought 12-7 win over New London by East Lyme. And then, NFA didn't even show up against Fitch last week, lost 28-7. Go figure out that NFA team. But, one thing that showed me last week was that East Lyme can handle the physicality up front because New London's very physical up front.
Anglin's going to keep it himself and not even get back to the original line of scrimmage. Good pursuit out there, and he finally brought down by Aiden Greaves. But you talk about the Falcon defense, we're going to say a lot about guys like Elijah Shelton, Sean Porter. But that defense, like you said, once they got out of Fairfield, has really played well. Back-to-back weeks, Woodstock, a good offense. New London defense starting to come around a little bit for Fitch, NFA at Stratford. 2 good offensive teams, and Fitch standing toe-to-toe with them. 3rd and 14, Anglin will throw. Lots of time. Deep sideline route overthrown. He was looking for Mason Senkow, and he was well defended on the play by Malachi Maddox, and the Vikings will go 3 and out on their first possession.
Well, Fitch is, Casey, one of their strengths you talked about is their defense. They give 7 points to Stonington, 7 points to the London shutout Bacon. Obviously, those 2 trips to Fairfield didn't help. 14 points against the Stratford team, and then held NFA to 7 as well. So their defense has showed up in some of these games this year.
Yeah, they gave up 79 points to Fairfield teams. And I don't believe they've given up 79 points total the rest of the year.
No, they have not. Yeah.
Boy, would they like those 2 games off the schedule.
And it hasn't been easy this year for Mike Ellis. We'll talk about that a little bit, too. He's had a chance to talk to him on the field before the game, Casey, and he talked about, just kind of the inconsistency with participation this year in the program. And, some of the kids who you can rely on, who you can't rely on. He actually told me this was one of the most challenging years this year.
Not as many bodies. The buy-in hasn't been there. If you watch the feature today, that was produced on John Luthi. Part of his value to the team is he's kind of holding them together right now. Only one captain sent out for the coin toss, and that was Luthi. First down, motion. Going to throw on first down, little swing pass to Maddox. It's caught. He's well defended. Mundell's not going to let him go anywhere, and he's going to be brought down for a gain of maybe not even a loss of a yard, but we'll see a flag as well.
Could be a face mask against Mundell. You know, Mundell's one of those tough kids, really scrappy. A little handsy there up by the face maybe. Could cost East Lyme 15 yards.
Yeah, personal
That's
foul,
what it
face
is.
mask, so that'll be a big gain for the Falcons. Fitch has struggled with quarterbacks this year. They've been bouncing back and forth. You've seen senior Sean Beebe there for a while. Sophomore Ben Perry has played some quarterback. So different guys have been under center. They seem to have settled. Last week, Perry had a good week. So they've shifted Beebe out away from the quarterback role. But in any given week, it could be either one of them. So now Perry's under center and Beebe's on the wing. Handoff. Williams straight up the middle. Big gain by Thomas Williams on first down. It'll be close to a first down after they spot it.
That's that bread and butter for this Fitch Falcon offense. They try and pop the fullback in, Casey, off that dive play. You know, we've seen kids like Hollis Scott take that position, or Pedro Mojica. Nice pickup by Williams there on first down. Second down and 2. And this is the kind of down and distance that Mike Ellis likes to operate his offense from.
Yeah, the double dip last week, Malachi Maddox and Thomas Williams, the two electric playmakers that Fitch has. Williams, the bigger of the two, is the back. He gets the handoff, and he'll have a first down as he's going to be stopped before he gets to the 20-yard line. He'll be back to, say, maybe the 24.
Big push up front, offensive line moving bodies, and he's, 4 or 5 yards past the line of scrimmage before he's even touched.
They had a lot of success running him outside. It's taken Fitch, and I give Mike Ellis a lot of credit. They've changed their look almost every week. Williams had been the toss sweep guy to the outside. Now he's lining up and taking the snaps as the fullback.
Running up the gut, yeah.
And he's getting more yards. He's got the size to be the in-between the tackle runner, and that's put Maddox on one of the wings, and there's Maddox in motion. Handoff again. Williams bounces off a tackler, and another crosses the 15-yard line. Big gain on first down by Thomas Williams.
Yeah, it's Blake Harris trying to fill the hole that time for East Lyme and just got run over. And again, Williams doing work. Thomas Williams.
So they're going to say that was actually a first down. So they're going to move the chains. Going to mark the ball at the 13-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 13. And
Pretty effortless right now for Fitch moving the football against that East Lyme front. North-south running, nothing fancy. Feed it to number 8, let him do his thing.
First down, a little hard count. East Lyme almost jumped, but they didn't. Handoff again, Williams off left tackle, spins and runs backwards as the offensive line pushes him towards the sticks. I believe he's right down at the 5-yard line.
Well, message received in the coming out to start the game is we're going to run the football at the gut by Mike Ellis. Number 8, get ready to eat because you're going to need a lot of helpings tonight.
Not a lot of trickery.
No, just did the first play, and they got 15 yards on the penalty. So there you go.
That was probably the trickiest thing we were going to see, that first play, that
They would
screen.
think so. Well, they'll run the NASCAR package. Mike Ellis likes running the NASCAR package.
You just like saying the NASCAR.
I do.
Second and short, Williams takes the handoff again. This time not much there, but he didn't need much, so I think they're going to mark him close at the first down marker. He'll be just inside the 5. If he can cross to the 3, it'll be a first down and goal.
He's down to close to 1. It'll be first and goal from the 1.
First and goal, ball at the 1-yard line.
And again, this is nothing fancy. This is just number 8, right off the gut.
First down, Falcons. Quarterback keeper. Perry pushing forward and just waiting for the official signal. In for the touchdown. Sophomore Ben Perry. So he hands the ball off a bunch of times. Thomas Williams gets down to the 1-foot line. And the sophomore takes it in for the touchdown. Quick 6-0 lead on the opening drive for Fitch.
6 for number 6. And that was just too easy for the Falcons. I mean, outside of that first pass play, which got him nowhere, but the penalty, but it was number 8 up the gut. It was just all the offensive line moving bodies and keep it simple and push it in over the goal line for 6 points.
So 6-0, extra point attempt coming now for the Falcons. They will spot the ball at the 10-yard line. Well, that's where the hold will be, I should say.
Right.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and through. 7-0 Falcons. Extra point by Charles Cabuso is good, and it's 7:18 remaining. 7-0 Falcons.
Well, one thing that stands out, Casey, is the physicality up front right now for Fitch. East Lyme goes 3 and out. Fitch gets the ball. Well, they go 50 yards for a touchdown. And again, on both sides of the football right now, East Lyme getting pushed around a little bit. Let's see how they kind of change things up offensively right now in this set.
A lot going on in the postseason around the state right now. The postseason volleyball and soccer, both boys and girls, are active right now. We will have a bunch of scores for you, and we'll try to give you an update on the bracket, some interesting matchups. But, you were saying you don't know how good the football in the ECC is, other than Killingly, is, who can compete. Well, in soccer, both boys and girls, as well as volleyball, the ECC acquitting itself very nicely around the state right now.
Number 11, Charles Cabuso will tee it up.
So Cabuso will kick it off for Fitch from his own 40-yard line. By the way, when do you see a quarterback returning kicks too, by the way?
Tonight. And playing free safety, and handing out the drinks during timeouts.
He's been added to the punt coverage team.
Punt coverage, there you go. Right.
Yesterday.
He can do it all. Another squib kick, and it comes down to Anglin. He'll take it at his own 30-yard line, head straight up the field, and he'll cross the 40 to the 41-yard line. So quarterback Will Anglin, he told me, sports doctor, that he was
I was the best coach you ever had.
He was a little shy.
Yeah.
He didn't even know if he was going to play football.
Right.
But you so inspired him in summer league basketball that he decided he wanted to play every position. He told me that's what.
Yeah, I know. He's
he said it with his eyes anyway.
Yeah, he's one of my guys. I had a chance to talk to Rudy Bagos before the game. How about this? Rudy's going down to Clemson this weekend to go see UConn Clemson, and he's going to play golf on Sunday down there.
And I promise you, golf would be be a much better experience than the UConn Clemson game.
So Rudy Bagos thanks the game for being played on Thursday night.
Handoff, Mundell, that ball is loose. Fitch is saying they have it right at the 40. We'll wait for the official signal.
Well, the body's down there. I think Fitch has got it.
Yep, Fitch has got the football. Bad exchange between Anglin and Mundell, and not a good start for East Lyme.
Very, very flat for the Vikings. 3 and out in the first possession. Mundell puts the ball on the turf on the first and their fourth play of the game. And, right now, Casey, Fitch is bringing the energy. They're bringing the physicality, and they're dominating the game early.
So, early in the year, Clemson, who is having a terrible season.
Right.
Clemson, who is a perennial national champion.
Right.
And then, can't beat anybody. And they said on TV jokingly that anybody in the country can beat Clemson right now. Well, this coming weekend is proof that that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. Well,
here you go. Higher score, the Clemson score or Rudy Bagos' 18-hole score in the golf? Toss left and handoff straight up the gut, rather. That's Williams again. They fake the toss left and the handoff straight up the middle. Williams with another gain of 6 on first down.
No penetration up front for East Lyme. They got to start shooting the gaps and start moving some bodies around. But if not, Williams would just kind of run it down their throats in every single play. I will say this. I think, I don't think Rudy Bagos is going to break 85 down in Clemson. I can see Clemson maybe scoring 70.
Okay.
How about that?
All right, so
It's close.
9-hole score, Bagos or Clemson?
Clemson.
All right. Second down, Maddox in motion, back to the wing position. Now he goes back in motion again. Handoff straight up the middle. Williams, big hole, hurdles a man, foot race, sprint, and he's going to win it straight up the gut. Touchdown, Falcons. Thomas Williams, T-dub for 6.
Yeah, good night, says Williams. 34 yards and untouched up the middle. And again, they're just spoon-feeding this kid the football, and he is having a meal and then some tonight.
Yeah, that was easy.
Too easy.
Got through the hole, had one man, even in a position to make a tackle. He just kind of sidestepped them, and then it was just a straight sprint up the middle of the field. I don't know that he went more than half a yard left or right when he got the ball.
That was Eric Dickerson north-south straight-up running style right there.
Cabuso in for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, high, spiraling extra point is good. 6-11 in the first period, 14-0 Falcons just like that. And we've got a timeout on the field, so we should let you know that this timeout is brought to you by CRAC, bringing the light to mental health through opening doors and opening minds. Learn more at cracct.com. Should also mention that officially today, Donovan Clingan signed his letter of intent, or yesterday, I should say, with to go to UConn. And if you don't know who Donovan Clingan is, well, he's a top 25 recruit going to UConn out of Bristol. And Bristol Central and East Catholic are going to be playing in the first ever Day Holiday Classic on December 20th at Mohegan Sun Arena. So Game Day is so proud to be able to present the Waterford Ledyard boys at 6 o'clock and then the East Catholic Bristol Central boys at 8 o'clock. Clingan will be there for all the eyes to see. So if you're a UConn basketball fan or just a fan of high school basketball, go check out the kid who's gonna, I think, is gonna average a triple-double this year.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Points, rebounds, and blocks.
76 yards and a touchdown for Williams, for Fitch, in the first 5 minutes and 49 seconds? Is that right? Yeah.
Another squib kick. This time it hits a
Viking,
ball. And Vikings will fall on it. Matt Leone will fall on it, and it'll be East Lyme ball. But so far, 3 and out, and then a fumbled exchange on a first down. The Vikings have to put a little something together. .608 remaining here in the first period. 14-0 East Lyme trails Fitch, but they have the football. Let's see if they can move it. Right now, East Lyme has got to string together some positive plays. I mean, they just got to do something that moves them forward. Oh, so they're going to go to a little bit of a different set. Double wing, wingman in motion. Pitch right. Not much there. Aiden Patterson. And he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing there.
It's all about the line of scrimmage right now, and East Lyme has not established, an offensive line of scrimmage or a defensive line of scrimmage, and getting pushed around up front right now.
This is not a quintessentially big Falcon defense either.
No.
I mean, this is more of a speed defense the Falcons have. They really rely on their ends. Porter and Shelton on the end are their really only size. Everybody else is quick to the ball. And right now...
Yeah, they're not a very big team, and East Lyme's going to call a timeout, talk things over a little bit. East Lyme doesn't have a lot of size up front either, Casey. They're, like I said, you're talking about the pure numbers. Look at the numbers on the sidelines for both, East Lyme and Fitch. I mean, usually there were 60, 70 kids for some of these programs on the sidelines.
Yeah, and these two schools combined right now would not be as big as some of the teams we've already seen this year coming down. And, you and I talked about how good Darien was when we saw them that night. Turns out they're every bit that good and then some.
Yes.
I just asked St. Joe's.
Yes.
And so when we saw Darien come down, we got a chance to see a program. They had as many bodies as these two schools have combined.
Oh,
and these are big schools with just down numbers right now.
Like 70 kids on the sidelines of Darien.
They also had a 70-inch flat-screen TV that I had my eye on. If I could have found a way to get it in my car.
Your raffle number was not pulled that night.
No,
I'm sorry. It was a blue ticket. You had a red one.
2nd and 10. Anglin under center. They operate from the I, and he's going to throw on a straight drop. Deep sideline pattern. Airs it out. Has a man, and it's just overthrown. He was looking for Leone, and just over his outstretched arms. Not a bad throw by Anglin. Just missed.
He is one of the better throwers in the ECC, and he can make that throw deep down the sidelines. Just overshot Leone a little bit. Casey, and we've talked about this too. How many times in these high school games have we seen the middle of the field wide open? Let's get a tight end, or let's spring somebody out. Let's work the middle of the field. I don't understand why some of these high school teams sidelines. Well, the middle of the field would be wide open.
3rd and 10. East Lyme has not had a positive play yet on this young evening. Anglin pressured, and he's going to be sacked. Luthi got through, brought him down, big loss, and East Lyme really struggling here to move the football.
They don't have one positive yardage play tonight. This is what their 3 and out, their 7th play on the offensive side of the football. Is there flag down? No, no flag. So 7 offensive plays and no yards for the East Lyme Vikings.
I also love when my punter wears 55. Rudy Bago's doing it unconventionally. My quarterback returning kicks.
Oh,
I
ski.
got my lineman punting.
It's David. It's ski. It's one of my guys. One of my basketball
That's
guys.
ski.
That is ski.
High snap. Look at him go up like he got a rebound from the sports doctor. Punt taken just inside midfield
Fair catch on about the
by
And
Greaves.
Yeah.
of the Vikings. Falcons
That's
will
your
take
boy
over.
David Semnoski.
Can we applaud the lost art of catching the punt?
Somebody
Yes,
caught a punt.
thank you.
Yes, there you
Yes.
go. That's a good point.
That's
Yeah.
an excellent point, Peter. We've mentioned it on multiple broadcasts that no one catches punts anymore. I mean, they just let them drop and let the chips fall where they may. And that's with, by the way, wide receivers who are who are supposed to be able to catch the ball. They go back and they just let them bounce. Falcons with their 3rd possession. They've scored on both of the first 2, and they have it 1st and 10. Quarterback keeper by Perry on 1st down, and he'll gain 4 yards.
I'd be shocked if you saw a play outside of the tackles for the rest of the night. the way these balls being run.
Really no reason for it.
No, they're not right now. You're getting 5, 6, 7, 8 yards and 30 yards a clip, and it's just all about the upfront play, the offensive line.
2nd and 5. Perry under center. Williams, lone back. Another quarterback keeper by Perry. So they must have nobody over the nose right now. So
Right,
he's
just
doing
calling
the
his own
tap, tap,
number.
and go.
That's all he does. Calls his own number. You're right.
Which
He sees it. As a quarterback, he sees it. Yes.
that might be a good defensive strategy though, because he's probably only putting his head down to get 4 or 5 yards at a time.
Or Williams could be getting 8 or 10. Pick your poison. Yeah.
I mean, he's got 8 yards on 2 carries. That's probably the best that the Vikings defense has had so far. Third and 2. Handoff, Williams. They got a hand on him, but in the backfield, but not before he gets a 1st down and moves the chains.
Now, can you go one-on-one against these wide receivers and then put 9 guys in the box?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you have to at this point.
Yes. it would-
Like 9 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no
If
question.
they pop one, they pop one. But you got to try and stop them at the point of attack.
First down, pitch foul.
If they throw the football and they beat you throwing the football, that's fine. But I would put 9 guys in the box, no further than 3 yards from the line of scrimmage, and put up a wall.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm not a football coach, but
There's one thing I might do a little differently. Option, Perry slips away. He's going to get buried and loses some yards. Brought down by Mundell behind the line of scrimmage. That looked like a broken play where Perry was supposed to hand off. I don't know that you put 9 in the box. I think you put 4 on the line of scrimmage or 5 on the line of scrimmage, and then you put linebackers.
Shoot the gap.
And you
just shoot the gap.
Yeah, because otherwise there's then you just break one tackle and you're gone.
Yeah. I mean, 1 deep safety maybe. I don't know.
No safety.
No safety. Yeah.
2nd and 14. The Vikings defense needs to step up here. They've struggled in the early going. Toss right. Maddox. Big hole. Maddox shows some speed. Cuts it back inside. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. They haven't gotten him down yet. He's almost to the 25-yard line. He's going to be close to a 1st down. A big run by Malachi Maddox.
Yeah, good blocking downfield, too, by the Fitch wide receivers, Casey. Spring Maddox in the outside, and that's a big gain on 2nd down and 14. He got 13 yards on that play. Maddox showed you a little bit of speed, and he showed you a little toughness at the end of that run. Stick your head down and get an extra 4 or 5 yards, son.
He and Williams have really been the dynamic duo. Tonight, Williams has been Batman, but that time Maddox. Big run. Handoff, Williams. 1st down before they chop his feet and bring him to the ground, but it'll be a move the chains and a new set of downs for the Falcons.
Fast-moving first quarter, 1:43 left to go.
First down, pitch foul.
1st down, Falcons. Ball's going to be spotted at the 25-yard line of East Lyme. The most frustrating Boston team is about to start their game tonight. That
The
would be-
Bruins?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Still don't know what to make of them. Little screen pass. Out it goes to Greaves. Missed tackle, and Greaves will get maybe to the 20-yard line.
Will Anglin on a stop out there, the quarterback. Hanging on for dear life, grabbing the ankles. Bringing Greaves down. Starting quarterback, he plays safety. On the kick return team. Punt coverage,
team, yeah.
punt return, yeah.
And my understanding is that he's grilling burgers at halftime. Go check him out in the snack shed.
Ketchup only, please.
Really? Ketchup only on a
Ketchup
burger?
only. Cheese, ketchup. Well, I'm not going to give me a bacon cheeseburger down there.
Nope.
No pickles, no mustard, no relish.
All right. Big hole, Williams off tackle, first down. Inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be first and goal, Falcons. Thomas Williams is just too hard to stop right now.
They're approaching 100 yards in the first quarter. And again, the offensive line is making some holes big enough for me to run through right now. It's just too easy right now for the Fitch Falcons to be first and goal from the 5.
4-yard line, first and goal, Fitch Falcons.
First and goal, Falcons from the 5-yard line. There's about 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter, so let's see if they try to sneak in this play before the quarter winds down. Looks like they're going to. Handoff, Williams churning, and they're going to mark him down right at the 1-foot line, which is a really bad mistake by the officials because now they have to go 99.5 yards
to the other side of the field.
Other side of the field. You got to just say, you know what, you're in.
Give it to
you're
him.
in.
You
right
can't
there,
just
you're
give
in.
it to him. Come on.
We're at the end of 1. Falcons 14-0 and literally knocking on the door. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Start the conversation about mental health. Ask, are you okay? Show you are listening by sitting alongside the person and by maintaining comfortable eye contact. Say, I've noticed that. Explain behavior changes you've noticed and express genuine concern. Ask, do you want to take a walk? Engaging in an activity together can be a great way to relieve nerves while talking. Ask, how are you really? Sometimes when someone says they're fine, they're not. Know the warning signs so you know when to offer extra support. To learn more, visit cracct.org.
Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Our entire team dedicated to providing you the personalized, gentle care that you deserve. You should visit them today, waterforddentalhealth.com or 177 Boston Post Road in Waterford. Casey O'Neill and the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, 14-0 Falcons, and they'll have a second and goal from the 1-foot line, about to punch it in. It's been all Thomas Williams, a little dose of Malachi Maddox, but Williams has been the workhorse. This time, Perry will keep it himself, and again,
Perry's second touchdown of the night. So Williams does all the work, and Perry says, I'll take it in for 6.
Second touchdown for the sophomore Ben Perry. And 5 seconds into the second period, it's 20-0 Falcons. And they'll bring Cabuso out for the extra point.
So the swing gate, is this what this is right here for the extra point?
I don't really know what the purpose of this is. Everyone knows you're kicking the extra point. So
Is that what it is, the swinging gate? Is that what they call that?
It's a rusty gate as far as I'm
Rusty gate,
concerned.
swinging gate, yeah. Should be, come on, this is old school football. So Mike Ellis's father probably called this from the sidelines.
Good snap, a little low, good hold. Kick is high. Will it have enough? Will it have the distance?
No.
No good, wide right. Snap was a little low, hold was a little bad.
It was the rusty gate, that's why
it was a rusty gate. That had a nail. All right.
Williams 102 yards in the first quarter.
And 2 touchdowns by Perry, the sophomore, from a total of a yard away.
Yard away.
All right, so let's get you up to date on the soccer scores. We mentioned that the ECC has acquitted itself nicely. Let's start with Griswold, the number 4 seed, a 1-0 win over the number 20 seed Immaculate in Class S. Thanks from Immaculate driving from Danbury to Griswold and then having turn around after a 1-0 loss. They're probably still on the road. That Immaculate team was a good team. We saw them beat Montville the other night. Ledyard in an 8-9 matchup with a very good soccer school in Granby. 3-0 winners for the Ledyard Colonels. They continue on their march towards a state appearance. Norwich Tech with the 20 seed knocked out by number 4 Law in Class M 3-0. Waterford, the 18, tried to pull the upset against number 2 Suffield, but came up short. 1-0 Suffield, your final. Sam Montalto, 3 goals, 101 in his career, as the number 3 seed Stonington rolled Plainville 4-0. Up next for Stonington, the Bacon Academy Bobcats, who upset Weston in PKs after a 1-1 tie. Bacon's reward, Stonington in that game. Weathersfield knocked off Woodstock 4-0. E.O. Smith, a 4-0 winner over New London in the 23-7 game. So E.O. Smith making a little run from the 23 seed. And Fitch, high bouncing ball downed by East Lyme. Fitch, I talked to Jay Wolfrat at the ECC Finals, and he said we get a good opener with Prince Tech, and if we can get our feet under us, we're going to be tough for Middletown, the 3 seed. And the Falcons, the 14 seed, knocked off the 3 seed Middletown 2-1 in overtime. So a lot of teams still left in the ECC boys soccer. And in field hockey, number 2 Stonington beat Laurelton 2-1 in overtime.
Is that Tuccio? Jenna's still coaching there? No? Doing their thing, right?
Fullback dive for East Lyme, and they'll get half a yard.
That could be the first positive play for East Lyme tonight, offensively.
Yeah, it was.
Only their 8th offensive play.
Yeah, Fabian Riley, the fullback, took the fullback dive and got 2 yards. That's the biggest play of the game for him. On second down, Anglin's going to throw. Pressured, rolls, throws, and just kind of gets rid of it. Had a man in the vicinity, or else that would have been intentional grounding. And I wonder how many times high school quarterbacks, despite knowing the rule, roll out and throw it away because that's what they see at every level elsewhere. 3rd and long here for East Lyme. They're going to have the ball at the 42-yard line, their own 42-yard line. Mundell will stand next to Anglin. Blitzing from the edges. Anglin's going to step up, keep it himself, breaks a tackle, and he'll be down just shy of the first down marker, right at midfield.
And I would think if you're Rudy Baker, it's going to go for it here. 4th down and 1, down 20-0.
Yeah, what else do you have to lose?
Nah, nothing.
You're 4-4. You're not going.
Nah, yeah, you gotta go for it.
No brainer. I'm not even thinking about it.
They'll go, maybe give Mundell a football here, maybe have England keep it himself.
I'm going quarterback keeper.
No.
4th and a foot, ball right at midfield. Anglin has the under center I formation. Handoff Mundell, he's not going to get it. He's going to get stuffed, not even close, couldn't even get back, and I don't like the play call.
No, I mean, Mundell's coming from, 6-7 yards in the backfield, and then by the time he gets it, the big push up front by Fitch. And they will turn East Lyme away on downs on 4th and 1.
Listen, he's a tough kid, as tough as they come, but he's also the smallest kid on their offense. You need a half a yard. You don't want a slow developing play. You want to take the ball and have your 6'3" quarterback
just go straight ahead,
get 6 inches. But instead, the Falcons will take over at the East Lyme 49-yard line. They're already ahead 20-0 with 10:32 remaining here in the half.
East Lyme will call timeout. Talk things over a little bit. Down 20-0 on the road, 10:32 left. Just coach them up a little bit, pick up their spirits. Make some adjustments and go from there.
And while we have this timeout, we should let you know that this timeout is brought to you by CRAC, bringing the light to mental health through opening doors and opening minds. Learn more at cracct.com.
Boy, it's hard to believe it's November, 11th today?
Yes.
I mean, the stretch of weather we've had the last 2 weeks has been amazing. You were off today. You almost forgot you had a game tonight.
We don't normally do Thursday night football.
Right.
The
NFL does.
Yep. Today was Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, sports.
Yeah.
So I was home doing a little cleaning at the house, and around 3:30, I said to my son AJ, I said, "Do me a favor, remind me that I have game day tonight because I'm gonna forget because it's just a random Thursday."
Were you home lounging or something like that?
Cleaning the house.
Cleaning the house. I mean, chipping and putting in the backyard, maybe. I don't know. Have you put your clubs down for the year?
No, they're still at Great Neck Country.
There you go.
Handoff Williams. And he's just, I mean, he's just a hard man to bring down. He's going to get 7 on first down.
About 109 yards. Well, Williams had 102 before that carry, so 7 there, so give him 109 yards. And there's been nothing sexy about it. It's north, south, up the chute running. I played last weekend, actually.
Did you? Where'd you play?
Played up in Grizzled, up at River Ridge. Of course, in really good shape. I hit a lot of balls in the fairway that I could not find. That's fall golf. There's leaves and the sun and everything, and I had a lot of fun. Good group of guys, and made some birdies, made some bogeys, made some triples and some doubles. You name it, I was all over the map.
Sports Doctor Golf.
Had a good time, though.
Maddox in motion. Handoff. Williams. He's going to have a first down, and he'll get wrestled to the ground. You know, Williams, if you
Different
look
that time. That's a bit of a stretch play that time, though, Williams.
and if you look, his offensive linemen were with him. I mean, that's telling you that they're pushing guys 5 and 6 yards down the field.
Hasn't Mike Emery kind of made his bread and butter here in the last 5 or 6 years on the offensive line? I know, they're a little undersized this year, and they're down a little bit. It's a bag of trick-or-treat candy coming in here. Pass it over here. But isn't that what Mike Emery's kind of like made his bread and butter on the last 5 or 6 years here? I'm sorry, Mike Ellis. I'm sorry.
Yes, and I have a funny story to tell you. Toss left and brought down almost immediately was Beebe.
There's Dean. Connor
Beebe. So it was 6 years ago, Peter Wappy, that we did one of Mike Ellis's early games here at Fitch versus East Lyme. We're going to call it Letelier Gate. The famous Luke Letelier, fabulous game here against East Lyme. I was watching Wired Zones the other night with AJ, and we looked at the East Lyme Fitch Wired Zone from 6 years ago,
right,
where Mike Ellis was new to the position here at Fitch and was trying to bring and instill his character onto this organization. Handoff, Williams. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage and not much else. And nice job that time. Little
ski on the tackle, number 55.
East Lyme doing a little better job at the point of attack there. Of course, I called Luke Letelier, 12 catches, 190 yards, 4 touchdowns.
That game against Bacon was that was a tremendous game that night.
The best AJ and I agree. The best wired zone is the Fitch Bacon game because Peter Wappy cut together the highlights with Mike Ellis's halftime, an epic halftime speech. That's the great if you ever decide to play with some pizzazz. He challenges Duncan to take over to defend. It was just such a great game. A lot of great names in that. Third down. Perry's going to throw. Rolls to his right. Pressured and brought down. A big play out on the edge. Your guy, Szymanski with a tackle for a big loss. And the biggest loss for the Falcons tonight, almost all the way back to midfield.
Yeah, Szymanski playing a little angry on that play. Attaboy, Ski. Back-to-back tackles for losses by number 55 out there. And maybe that sparks him a little bit. I mean, it's the first time they've held Fitch tonight.
He looks like a middle linebacker.
Yeah, he does. He's a tough kid.
I mean, he plays
basketball
like a middle linebacker
You don't
too.
ask him to do much more. I mean,
you said he embraced the sports doctors don't think mentality.
Yeah.
BB with a punt. Inside, it bounces and goes out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So
you talk about high school athletes and understanding their roles and stuff like that. I think that's a kid that understands his role on the football field, being a tough guy, being an enforcer a little bit, and on a basketball court, he's a bit of a tough guy and a bit of an enforcer. He's not going to shoot from the 3-point line. He doesn't care if he shoots the ball. He's a hard-nosed kid. I think Mundell's like that out there, too. Rowan Mundell's like that, too. Very hard-nosed kid.
I talked with the basketball coach, DJ Exum, about, the upcoming basketball season. And he said one of the things he loves is he's got a bunch of Ledger football players on the basketball team.
Yeah.
He says, the toughness that you get from football can really translate to those kids into basketball.
Need a couple guys like that.
And I think, East Lyme is going to have some basketball players that are football players. Little jet sweep. Biggest play of the game for the Vikings. Jeremiah Jean with the...
Jean is a sophomore. He comes off the wide receiver position, takes a little jet sweep. Got the first down tonight for the Vikings.
They needed it. So first down, they'll go back to 4 wide. Mundell is in the backfield. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the first half, 20-0. Anglin's going to keep it himself. Breaks outside, has a big run down the sideline for a first down, knocked out of bounds inside the 40.
Well, I think what you've seen in the last two plays is East Lyme trying to spread Fitch out a little bit, 4 wide. Maybe some misdirections, maybe some draws, some different plays to kind of keep Fitch guessing a little bit on defense. And let a kid like Anglin, call his shots. That time he kept it himself, and, back-to-back gains were over 10 yards. I think that hat-on-hat mentality is not working for East Lyme on offense, so do what you got to do to mix it up a little bit.
No, I think you're right. Shotgun, Anglin. Handoff, Mundell trying to get outside. A lot of Falcons pursuing him, and it's going to be no gain. A lot of running for no yards.
Yep.
Eventually brought down by Cabuso, but the whole left side of the Falcon defense was pretty much just chasing him around.
And maybe what you do with Mundell now is you go the 4 wide, then you do a draw with him. Try to catch them, kind of over pursuing up front, or, hit him on a little dump pass across the middle. I mean, Mundell can make some plays. He just needs some space.
Second down, Anglin to throw. Pressured by Shelton, and he's going to breaks away from Shelton on his feet. He's going to still be brought down for a sack. Maybe got to the line of scrimmage, but Shelton put on the early pressure, and Anglin was lucky to escape.
Yeah, he was looking downfield, and I think he lost the grip on the football, had to tuck it and dodge a few guys, and like you said, just get back to the line of scrimmage. But, Anglin, again, is just quick on his feet. He tried to pull a trigger on the throw. He had to regrip, ball came out. Tough third down distance for this East Lyme offense.
3rd and 11. Anglin rolls to his right. Looking to throw downfield.
Got a man deep.
Steps into it, throws it. Doesn't get a lot on it, and it's tipped by Maddox. He had Leone behind the defenders, but
he had Leone probably 4 steps before he even threw the football. Leone got behind the defense. Anglin just couldn't set himself and throw it, but Leone was open. That's a long throw for Anglin to make, but if he had his head up on a little sooner, Casey had a guy open.
I think, honestly, I think he tried to muscle up a throw he didn't have to muscle up. I watched him in warm-ups, throwing the ball 40 yards on a rope with a free, easy, kind of nonchalant. Right. That time, he stepped into it like he needed to throw it 60 yards. He didn't. He just needed to throw it 40.
Leone was behind a defender, too. He was open.
Low line drive punt goes out of bounds, and the Falcons will take over with 4:35 remaining here in the half, already on top, 20-0.
With 4:35 left in the first half of play.
So a couple of first downs, and the drive stalls for the Vikings.
The way the Falcons are playing tonight, if they can beat Capital Achievement next week, they'll roll into a Thanksgiving morning game with Ledyard.
Yeah, is there a playoff berth?
That could be a playoff.
Yeah,
yeah, I think so.
What do you need, top 8 for the playoffs? Yeah.
Both of those might be live. Both Ledyard and Fitch could be live going into that game. Handoff Williams, and he's got 6 before he's even touched.
Thomas Williams on the carry.
8-yard gain for Williams. And again, Fitch going back to what worked the first 3 possessions with the football. That's Williams straight up the gut.
East Lyme really not showing any offensive. There's no fear for Fitch offensively.
No.
So they can go back to the run here and just, if they don't score the remainder of the quarters, then so be it.
2nd and 2.
2nd and 2. Maddox in motion. Handoff Williams. Thomas Williams with another first down. Chains will move as he nears midfield.
Thomas Williams.
Clock under 4 minutes now. And Fitch content with the pace right now.
Yep. Apologize for calling Mike Ellis Mike Emery.
No.
It happens.
Another great ECC coach.
It happens.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Perry under center, Maddox in motion. Call that BB in motion. Handoff straight up the middle, Williams.
And I saw the Viking defenders, Casey, that time creeping up closer and closer to the line of scrimmage. Like you talked about, 5 down linemen, 3 or 4 linebackers, shoot the gap, take your chance. If he beats you, he's got 6. Try and stop him at the point of attack.
That wing play will be there soon.
Yeah.
They've pounded the middle now.
Let's soften it up.
Yeah,
Get to the edge.
They've gotten the linebackers pinching in, like you mentioned, so that wing play will be there soon.
It's Maddox's number on the wing.
2nd and 6. Fitch just crossing over into East Lyme territory. Again, handoff Williams, big hole off left tackle, and he gets another first down to the 40-yard line.
England with the stop saved a touchdown there because Williams was gone if he did not stop him.
Yeah, Thomas Williams, he is a pretty unique runner. We don't see a lot of guys like him. He's big but tall, those big legs, long legs, and he feels like he's running downhill the minute he gets the football.
He's not a low-based runner. He's, like I said, I talked about Eric Dickerson with that running style. Stand upright and just try and bring me down.
Perry steps up, throws on the run, has a man, and it's caught right at the first down marker by Greaves. Perry throws a bullet, and the chains will move.
The second pass attempt right now for Fitch tonight. Nice job that time by Benjamin Perry. Throwing a strike. Is that the NASCAR package I like from Mike Ellis?
Well, they're down inside the 30-yard line now at the 29 as the clock ticks under 1:40, but they're trying to get in one more time here in the first half, already up on top 20-0. In motion, Maddox. Perry's going to keep it himself, dancing towards the outside, gains a yard, popped on the far side.
Gallo on the stop, number 17 for East Lyme, coming off his linebacker position.
So 17 is not Gallo.
There you go.
Gallo has moved. He is wearing number 59.
Okay.
And I believe that was Maxim, number 11, that made the pop for East Lyme.
Okay.
And if it wasn't, it just was.
All right.
Timeout, Fitch Falcons.
Thank you.
This timeout is brought to you by CRAC, bringing light to mental health through opening doors and opening minds. Learn more at cracct.com.
In your opinion, have we had a consistent year with the rosters and the numbers for football? Or?
I don't know what that means.
Peter, do you think we've had a good year with rosters and numbers and matching things up? And
I have not had a good year with rosters and numbers in the last 14 years that I have worked here.
You don't know what that means, but Peter does, so we're good to go.
I don't know that I can probably count on 2 hands the number of games I've been to where the rosters were
solid.
100% correct.
All righty.
2nd and 10, Falcons from the 29-yard line of East Lyme. Handoff. Williams, and good job by the interior of the Viking line that time.
71. Dan Brothers on the stop.
I don't sound bitter, do I?
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little
Dan
bit.
Brothers. Listen, can I say something about Dan Brothers?
Yes.
His father works at UPS with me.
What about his brothers?
His brother was a brother. His brother was a brother.
His father was a mother.
Yeah, his mother was a mother.
3rd down. Perry from the pistol, going to throw. Into the flat it goes. Complete. First down. Shelton with the put it up the turf.
Ball's out.
They're saying Shelton fumbled before he hit the ground, and if he did, East Lyme's going to have recovered it, and that'll be a big turnover for the big
East Lyme
turnover.
football. There you go. Yep.
So the Falcons looked like they were heading in, already up 20-0. Shelton with a nice reception from Perry, and I thought the ground.
I thought he was down. I'd like to see that again if we have instant replay. Maybe we'll see it on the highlights. I thought he was down.
You have to stay tuned for the highlight package to see that one.
Well, a big turnover there for the East Lyme defense. Well needed because Fitch was going in for 6 more.
And getting the ball to start the second half.
A little double down. Not anymore.
So 1st and 10, and I think East Lyme will be content getting to halftime at this point.
Ball's
loose and dangerous. Anglin was
Close to
tackled.
safety right there, Casey, huh?
Maybe the 1-yard line. Does Mike Ellis want to call timeout?
He does.
And why not?
Anglin was tackled by St.
So,
Parr.
going back to the rosters for a moment, because I've gotten used to it, and I think there's a certain amount, now that I've seen, I have a freshman to my left here, and knowing the tumultuous nature of high school football, I get why the rosters in football can be difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, there are weeks when you've got, for example, the fact that Mason Gallo is wearing 59 tonight
Sure, okay.
is likely because 54 and 75 are out.
Right.
And he needed to switch over to play.
Okay.
So AJ's got some kids on Bacon who have had to change numbers because they've changed positions. We saw that with one of our players, Peter. We saw this year when you did the feature on when he changes positions, he has to change his number.
That was the kid from Ledyard.
Andrew Harris.
Harris, yeah.
So, I mean, that to me is understandable. There's a certain amount of roster movement that you have to get used to. What frustrates me,
like number 33 for NFA running down the sideline for 40 yards, and we don't have enough 33 in the roster.
right? That's what frustrates me when you have guys that are not even on the roster. A little quarterback keeper by Anglin to try to get
Call
some
timeout again. They got 2 left. I mean, might as well.
Well,
And
when that stuff makes it into print is the big problem. So
Right.
we go out and shoot all these photos at a game, and the name is wrong, and it's Sean Elliott or myself or someone at the day getting the angry phone call from a parent saying like that was my kid, not whoever, and I mean they don't want to hear it. Well,
They just
the
want
school
to
gave me the wrong information.
They just want it to be right.
And we want it to be right.
Right. And ultimately it's on the, you're the publication source. But all right, Sports Doctor and Peter Wappy, here's your quiz. Less likely to know the accuracy of the roster. Less likely.
Yeah.
The head coach, the athletic director, or a random parent in the stands. Least likely to know the accuracy of the roster.
The athletic director.
Maybe. The head coach
Head
might,
coach?
yeah.
Head coach, you think so?
They
All
don't
right.
care. I mean,
They don't
they're
care.
worrying about a lot of stuff. They
Right.
really don't care about.
He don't care. They don't. Rudy Vegas doesn't care if
They
you got
want
the
to know
number
if
switched.
they want to know that Will's playing. They don't
Yeah.
care if he wears 12 or 112. They just want to know that he's healthy. They're worrying about a lot of other stuff.
Right.
You have a better chance. You have a better chance with the athletic director because they deal with the rosters a lot. And I promise you, the random parent knows better than either of you. Either of those two. The random parent will be the one that goes, oh no, Mikey wears 12 because they switched it up.
All right, so they don't have 3 timeouts. They only have 2 timeouts left, so that will take you to halftime right there. I don't know why he burned those timeouts like that.
Well, it is 20-0, and the Falcons are going to go into halftime with a nice lead here on their home field as they angle towards a playoff berth in Class L. We will be back for some halftime action. Thank you. You've been watching Game Day live on theday.com.
John is the one that has the big picture. He understands when things have to tighten down in practice. He understands when someone is not doing the right thing and they can do better than what they're doing. He's someone that just doesn't take care of himself. He takes care of a lot of other people that are out there.
I mean, that just comes a part of being together. Like, we're all a family. And, I really stick by that. I gotten close with a lot of guys. Even just this year, I've become a lot closer with everybody on the team. And, I don't know, I just feel connected to everybody.
He makes my job easier because sometimes they hear me all the time. Going to try to John comes from a player perspective. He'll let them know, hey, listen, you're not doing the job.
Tough talks happen all the time, and they need to happen in order for us to all improve. I had a talk with a couple of the JV kids earlier in the week, actually, and we talked about they're not staying focused enough, and they need to be disciplined, and they need to, be fully engaged in practice and not fool around.
He brings someone else in their ear, and now it's a peer that they respect, and a peer that's not afraid to speak to them and be a true friend.
I feel like when it comes from the coach, it's just like, oh, it's coach. Like, he has to say that. But when it comes from somebody who's a teammate who's close to you, you see that it's like, oh, I actually need to change. My dad's the girls lacrosse coach, and he started coaching right when, my sister started. He coached them all through youth, and I just saw how dedicated he was, how much time he spent. I realized that, coaches give up a large portion of their lives just to see the kids, the students, and the athletes all just become better people and they just want the best for us.
I think it comes with him understanding the things that go on in the background. Those things affect the team. And so I do think he probably gets that perspective, which is, being his age, is a very nice perspective to have and very important for us.
The Falcons marching band gave their best performance of the season and finished with their highest score, placing 8th out of 15 bands in Class 1A. Let's hear it for the Fitch Falcons marching band. And today's drum majors for your marching band are Jocelyn Coit and Roseanne Sisson. Your Fitch Falcons marching band.
Growing up, I actually played hockey a lot of the time, and I made the switch in 5th grade to football. And my first practice of the conditioning week, coach split everyone up into positions, and I was kind of the last kid standing there like I don't even know what position I play. And they only had one quarterback, they needed a backup, so my coach, Mundell, Rowan's dad, actually just said, hey, just throw him with the quarterback. So I started on the B team, didn't do much that year, but gradually got better. The last couple years, I haven't been playing quarterback. I've been playing more like receiver and safety.
Will had talked about that he wanted to give it a shot again, and I completely forgot about it because he's been receiver for the last few years. And when I went and saw Will in the passing league, he just looked really good out there.
I wasn't sure going into this year whether they're going to let me play both ways. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play defense if I was playing quarterback or if I would be playing like a receiver and safety. But I'm glad they let me start playing both ways.
He's my first quarterback that I've had that plays both ways. It's not something that I really like, but he's actually leading our team in tackles, so you got to have him out there.
As a high school quarterback, you know, you got to take hits. You don't see a lot of high school quarterbacks sliding. And then you're playing defense, you just kind of get used to it. I mean, if you have a quarterback that never gets hit and then he takes one hit, they're usually getting injured. So if you have a quarterback that has learned to take hits, knows the right way to take, it can be beneficial.
Will, he's that kind of kid, doesn't care about stats. He just wants to get the win. And he's willing to go out there and be a lead blocker on any play.
Yeah. I mean, they do that. They throw me out there, just trying to throw my shoulder out there, try and just throw someone off balance, make a lane for our running backs.
He's just a leader. He's a kid that the kids can rally behind, and he does just such a nice job of leading actually both offense and defense. He's the quarterback on both sides of the ball. He's just a natural-born leader, and he does a great job for us.
If the Fitch Falcons are going to be successful this season, Elijah Shelton is going to be a big part of that success. Big not only because of his physical stature, but also for what he contributes to team chemistry. But it wasn't always that way.
Sophomore year, quits halfway through the year. Just can't quite sustain and can't make it.
Honestly, there's no excuse to why I quit. To me, it feels like I just let them down here.
Shelton says his complicated family situation got in the way.
What happened, my father, big part of my immaturity and what's been going on. He showed up to the game and it threw me off mentally, and I walked away that game, and I just never found the courage to come back and face what I did to them on the field because they ended up losing that game.
He moved to East Lyme for his junior year, but returned to Fitch, moving in with his grandmother for his senior year.
The biggest difference is diversity, and here I felt at home. Over there, I didn't really fit in.
Leaves as a junior, comes back as a senior. And what has he done for us so far? He goes through, and when a situation goes haywire, he is the one that has the clear mind and makes the right decision and does the right action and tries to have other kids follow that action.
Being on the field clears my mind. Those 2 years not having it was a dark spot. And coming back, my mind's been clear, been able to focus on school, have good grades, focus at home, be good at home.
You know, since he's come back to us at Fitch, the thing that I've really noticed about him is the maturity. You know, some of the things that have happened this year in the passing league and then here in the season so far, if it were the Eli of his sophomore year, he'd have a lot of trouble handling these situations. What I've found so far this year is he's the one that's trying to stop the chaos. He's the one that's trying to stop our other guys from getting in trouble. He's the one that is doing whatever he can to make sure that guys stay here, they don't go off the beaten path, and they're here for the team.
It's not a lot of people are willing to speak up to certain people, and I will, because we need to stay together as a team. As Coach says it all the time, together or nothing. As long as we're together, we'll get what we want. And if we don't, then we won't get anything.
Hopefully these younger men and women can go through and see him. Hey, listen, this is how you end up. This is where you need to be. We go through some rough patches, maybe when we're younger, but we've got to mature and we've got to get to this point.
I personally, it's been hard to see the growth in myself, but when others see it, especially Coach Ellis, when we've been through a lot and he's never really given up on me, it's hearing it come from him means a lot.
We're back at halftime, 20-0 Fitch on top of East Lyme. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, we provide solutions to all your dental needs. Visit us today at waterforddentalhealth.com, 177 Boston Post Road in Waterford. And by Core Plus Credit Union. Love the home you're in. Borrow based on the finished value of your home before your renovations begin. Apply today at Core Plus. Sports Dr. Keith O'Brien, and top to bottom, a dominant first half by the home Falcons.
Yeah, 19 carries for 145 yards for Thomas Williams and a touchdown in the first half. And, you know, Fitch established the line of scrimmage, Casey, on both ends of the football. And you talk about domination and just pushing bodies around. And, you know, and it was a simple recipe for some home cooking right there. Just number 8 up the gut for most of the first half. And, you know, for East Lyme on the offensive side, you know, just a couple of first downs, 2 first downs the entire first half, and just really couldn't get out of their own way on the offensive end of the football.
Well, the ends of the Falcons, Porter and Shelton, are so dynamic wide. They allow the middle of the line to bunch things up. And, you know, East Lyme really didn't show a lot of offensive versatility. And we'll see what happens here to start the second half. The Falcons will have it first, and right up the middle, a run back down to the 40-yard line.
Greaves, number 3.
Took it to the 40, so Fitch will have good field position at the 40-yard line. And for the most part, you know, the Falcons, as you say, have been very simple, right? It's been Williams, the very occasional toss to Maddox.
Yeah.
You know, Perry will keep it himself once in a while. You know,
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's kept it a couple times when he's been on the goal line.
Yeah, sure.
But we saw him throw it to, I mean, they were driving, probably should be up another touchdown.
You got a kid who gets 19 carries in the first half. That's game plan. That's a workman-like in Williams.
It is, and he's that's a lot of carries for a high school back. Maddox in motion, now back to the line of scrimmage, now back in motion again. Hand off to Williams, and he'll push the pile again. He's a, I think I know the nickname for number 8. I think he's Thomas the Tank Engine. I mean, that's,
Thomas the Tank.
I don't know that he wants to be called that, but our younger viewers out there are going to be thrilled. But he is just, he's a tank, but his engine never quits.
Yeah,
I mean, the kid just
strong, north, south.
Always going, always moving. He's tough to bring down, and he's got 6 on first down. Shelton will go wide right for the Falcons. And they've definitely found something with Perry as their quarterback. Handoff again to Williams, and he spins out of a tackle. He's right to the stakes. Brought down finally by Brothers. Well, only by only one guy.
Well, yeah, Brothers is his last name. Yeah,
it wasn't brought down by 2 different people who happen to be related, because we have seen that this year as well.
Yes, we have. Mention his dad works for UPS.
Brother's father?
Yes, brother's father, that's right.
Or yes, they call him the father's brother.
Father's brother, yeah.
Well, that would be uncle.
In motion, Maddox, handoff, Williams, first down, easy. Pyle getting pushed back, but he'll be into East Lyme territory. And really, I have a feeling this second half could be, like Yawn City. Because
I think you're right. I think this is it. I think you're going to see number 8 get about 73 carries for the game. He's at 22 carries right now. I would say the over for 40 carries is coming into play for number 8. And I think it's just keep it simple and try and stop our back. And that's the whole game plan.
Up 20-0. They're
Why
not
would you change it?
They're not interested in popping one up 20-0 unless it's him that pops one.
Right.
In motion, going to run a little option. Toss to Maddox on the outside. Maddox breaks tackle down the sideline. Big.
A nice job that time by Perry coming down the line of the option. And a big gain there, over 20 yards. It's easy to fall asleep with number 8 pounding you. And then when you get a guy on the edge, and again, a nice decision that time, Casey, by Perry coming down the line and dishing it to the outside.
Well, the Falcons are not intricate or, they're not flashy. What they are is methodical and well coached, and they execute in the simplest ways. First down. Handoff Williams, big hole rumbling, and he'll get down right near the first down marker. He's still churning. I'm telling you, Thomas the Tank Engine, he's got 9.
4 more carries, 23 carries.
I don't want to say the best thing. They started the year with Beebe as their quarterback. He got hurt, and probably the best thing that could have happened to them is they settled into Perry at quarterback, moved Beebe out to the wing, moved Maddox off the fullback spot to the wing because he was also injured.
Right.
And Williams as that fullback
He's
guy.
emerged.
And that's now the lineup, and this is their most effective offense we've seen this year. There's Maddox in motion, option again with Perry. This time he'll keep it. First down and more, straight up the middle. Ben Perry, touchdown, Falcons. 3rd touchdown on the night for the sophomore Ben Perry.
23 yards unofficially for Perry. On the option keeper, Casey took it up the gut that time, and he was untouched going in for 6.
26-0, Falcons on top. That time, the sophomore quarterback earned that touchdown on his own. He turned the Jets on once he got into the second level, and that was all she wrote. Cabuso will come in to kick the point.
Swing gate again.
High snap, and they're going to fake it, and wide open in the end zone is Shelton, and that was too easy. 2-point conversion is good, and that's something, moving forward as they head towards the postseason.
Sneaky.
That's going to be available to them. There was no one that thought Shelton was going to sneak into the pattern.
Well, that was a good play. That was impressive. Mike Ellis has got a little pep in his step down there too. Leading the charge. Look at him.
They are playing with pizzazz.
They are, yeah. You got to be happy with his team's performance tonight. Jeez, up 28-0 against a game East Lyme team coming in.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at East Lyme, they they beat up on Montville on the first game of the season, and then they had 2 really tough opponents in Killingly and NFA, and they lost they got beat up by Killingly, but they lost a real close one to NFA, a game they probably should have won. Then they go and they lose back-to-back games. They get a forfeit win.
Yeah.
But then they lose back-to-back games against Guilford and Daniel Hand, two really good teams.
Right.
They rebound really nicely with wins over Woodstock and New London. If you look at their schedule, other than Montville opening game, who's the gimme on that schedule?
There's not. No.
Every week they've played a good team. So I was expecting a little more, but I think it might be just a testament to how Fitch has continued to get better. And that, like you said, once they escaped Fairfield County, 37-27 and 42-0 against Fairfield Prep and New Fairfield. But
they've beaten everybody in front of them. They've beaten everybody in the league.
And then Stratford and NFA the last 2 weeks. Squib kick, Vikings will fall on it. They'll have field position their own 38. But, I mean, look at Fitch's wins. Stonington's a good win. New London's a good win. Stratford's a good win. NFA's a good win. The only win they have against this under 500 team, is Bacon.
Sorry.
5-2. Yeah,
sorry, AJ.
Got the starting guard for the Bacon Academy Bobcats sitting to my left.
You know what? He gave you a little sneer.
He's talked about. I've asked him about this Fitch team and what's fancy or special about them, and it's
nothing.
No, they just execute. They execute everything. Handoff. Mundell finally got a little bit of room. His first positive carry on the day. He gets 6 on first down for the Vikes. The reason why Ledyard and Fitch, when they're good, is it's not that they're fancy. It's that they have good athletes running a very simple thing, but they execute so well.
Yeah.
Don't mistake this football for being unathletic just because it's not spread and
no doubt. Well, we talked about this. It's a precision offense. It's not a gimmick offense. The wing is a precision offense.
2nd and 4. Anglin, toss left. Mundell cuts it back up the middle, and I think he'll roll over his guy. I think he rolled on the backs of the tackler, and he'll move the chains and cross midfield.
Now, think about that. That's the 3rd first down of the night for East Lyme. It's crazy.
Yeah, for East Lyme, who, last week, granted only 12 points, but they've been averaging, 3-4 touchdowns a game.
Right. That's a 3rd first down.
That's exactly right. That's a pretty dominant effort from the Fitch defense. Anglin wants to throw. Deep ball. In the air, jump ball, and I think it's going to be intercepted. It's a jump ball. They're both fighting for it. Who the officials say, intercepted. Cabuso went up and took it away. Falcons will take over. Cabuso went up and outfought Gillespie. Ethan Gillespie went up, and they both had it, but Cabuso came down with it, and the Falcons will take over. Congratulations to the East Lyme girls volleyball team. They advanced with a win over number 14 Brookfield in the 2nd round of the volleyball. And the Fitch Falcons in North Haven we are waiting for that score.
Well, almost like a punt.
Yes, but you just talked about getting some first
downs. Yeah. Not a lot cooking tonight for the Vikings, that's for sure.
Handoff, Williams straight up the middle, big hole, first down. Thomas Williams up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, the one thing about Williams, too, is he hasn't put the ball on the turf yet tonight either, Case. He's carried 25 times and getting close to 200-yard night, and he has not put the ball on the turf. He's held on to the rock, as they would say.
First and 10 Falcons at their own 39-yard line. Clock now 6:45 remaining here in the third period.
This is the lineup. This is what you're going to see now from Fitch moving forward for these next 2 or 3 weeks that could possibly push them into a state tournament berth.
Option right, toss to Maddox. And a nice play on the edge. Great tackle made on the edge by Nick Maxim of the Vikings.
Maxim came up, stepped up from his cornerback safety position. A good tackle on the outside. But this is, like you said, you talked about this version of the Fitch Falcons. This is what you're going to see down the stretch of the season, for Mike Ellis and Like you said, there could be something on the line on Thanksgiving Day when they take on the Ledyard Colonels.
And if I'm a coach in Class L and I'm watching the Falcons, I'm impressed by their physicality and toughness, and I'm looking at number 8 saying, okay, that's going to be something we need to look at. A little jump on the right side of the line. I think that's the first penalty we've seen on Fitch offensively. Is that correct?
That is.
And that's another thing.
They played a clean game. They have played a clean football game. No turnovers, right, for Fitch? None?
Yes, they turned it over on the fumble.
That's right. Okay. Yep, going in for a touchdown on the other side.
But, I mean, one penalty on the offense on when you run the ball as much as they do, no holds.
No holds, nobody's jumping. Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's well executed. That's something to talk to Coach Ellis about.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned this version, right? So,
yeah.
This version seems to be running a pretty tight offense for him. Perry to throw, doesn't like it. Now instead steps up and throws incomplete. And he kind of wasn't sure what he wanted to do. He was looking for Beebe, and he couldn't find him. I think he wanted to
hitch and go there for a bit.
I think he wanted to run, and then I think he wanted to throw. It was broken, and he decided he wanted to run. And then he saw Beebe, and was like, "No, I can throw it."
He had a little double hitch and go there or something. I don't know.
I think you're making it out as if that was a designed play. I think that was just a broken play.
All right.
3rd and 14.
So no
35.
chance of the hitch and go to the receiver going down the field, 30
No,
yard
they
push
could.
pattern.
They could run that.
Right. It looked out of sorts, as you would say.
Yes. Third down. Perry drops, throws, deep ball in the air, and it's caught and dropped. Caught and dropped by Aiden Greaves. Aiden. Hey, lad, you had both hands on the ball. But incomplete as he went to the turf, and it will be a punting situation for the Falcons.
Defender, Mason Senkow.
Sorry.
Well, I'm getting a look from the...
You get a look from everybody in the booth.
Hey. Nice punt. Caught at the 33-yard line and downed almost immediately. But I have to give Mundell credit.
He hung in there.
Oh, just catching the punt and then looking to return it is again something we never see. No. Now I think I have a theory about that too. By the way.
Yeah.
Would you like my theory, Peter Wappy? The numbers in football have changed to where special teams are not as. So you're like Mundell. He's got to take all the reps in practice as a running back and a defense and a cornerback. When does he get a chance to do punt return reps?
Yeah.
Like I don't know that you do. No. So the art of catching it and fair catching and all that, I don't know that they take a lot of time. So they put him back there and they say let it bounce. Straight up the middle, Mundell, biggest run of the game. Close good for about 7.
No.
That's my theory.
I think it's also one of those risk-reward things where you muff that punt and drop it and turn it over.
Second and 3.
If you don't have the utmost confidence that the guy is going to make a clean play on it, you'd rather just let it bounce and trust the ball to your offense.
And I think that's true, but I think if your punt returner had 50 reps, you'd feel more confident with their ability to catch the ball. I think part of it is there's no time for that. I mean, really, you're practicing punts. Most of the guys are having a punter go punt it a few times. Kicker, same thing. I don't think a punt returner gets a lot of practice when he's playing both sides of the ball. Now, maybe if you had a kid, you could afford to do that, but I don't think Mundell's getting any reps catching punts.
Yeah, from the practices that I've attended, they have them back there catching punts, but not catching them at game speed with gunners coming at you, and that's a big difference.
And I don't know that you can do it. I mean, you're trying to get. No, I know there's not enough time in a practice to do all the things they want to do. 3rd down and 4. Toss, Mundell cuts it back inside, and nice pursuit. Falcons flying to the football.
Just too many Falcons in pursuit. Point of attack, Mundell trying to do what he can to cut back and just nowhere to go. That play is designed to go to the outside, It's not well blocked on the outside. Mundell did everything he could, Casey, to put his head down and get a couple yards in another fourth down situation. Why not go for it?
Luthi, Portillo, Ambrose,
flying to the football.
I mean, you had linemen, weak side coming up, linebackers. I mean, they were all heading hats to the ball. 4th and 2. A triple stack for the Vikings, and they're not going to get it.
We've seen this before on 4th and 1, 4th and 2. You're just not going to run it up the gut and get 2 yards against Fitch on 4th down.
They've run off right tackle.
Yeah.
3 times with Mundell, and he's gotten -3 yards on those 3 carries.
Yeah.
So
You've got to do something, jet sweep, come across the formation, and show them a little different look. It's just hat-on-hat football tonight for East Lyme against Fitch is not going to work.
Falcons will take over on downs. 3:05 remaining here in the 3rd period. 28-0 Fitch on top. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill and the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. And we'll have to try to let you know what we're doing the rest of the football season.
Figure it out.
First down, Perry under center. In motion, Maddox. Perry fakes the handoff, throws, and had his man Beebe.
I was there.
Incomplete. He also had Greaves running straight down the middle of the field. That was a little more intricate play, as it looked like it was going to be that option to the right, and instead he drops into pass pattern out of the option look.
If he could have dumped that in Beebe's breadbasket, that was 6 points. He was that open.
You see Fitch, though, kind of expanding the offense here in what's possible.
Tinkering, trying different things.
Yeah, but they're showing that the double wing and the option has a lot of permutations to it, but it all starts with what this play is going to be. Motion, Maddox. Motion again. Handoff Williams. And Williams gets 8 yards.
Yeah.
If you can do that a lot, then it allows all those
permutations.
permutations.
Pass plays, yeah. Well, that's the bread and butter, though. The bread and butter is 8, and it sets everything else up in the playbook for Fitch. It sets the play up in the edge for Maddox, sets up the passing game, with all the receivers out there.
That's the biscuit.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Williams is the bread and butter.
Yeah,
Maddox
everything
is
else the biscuit. Yeah.
You can't eat a lot of them.
Right.
But when you get them, they're delicious.
Yes.
Now I want biscuits. Biscuits.
Hot chocolate. They got cold quick.
Biscuits and gravy, maybe.
I can eat a lot of biscuits.
Yeah.
I can. You know what? I can see you putting away biscuits, Pete. I can see that. 3rd and 3 for the Falcons. Maddox in motion. Handoff Williams, and Thomas the tank engine still on his feet, and he is gone. T-Dub into the end zone. The little engine that could just kept on going, and the Falcons pouring it on here at home.
35 yards on that touchdown run by Williams. That's his 4th touchdown of the night, I do believe. So 34-yard touchdown run, a 35-yard touchdown run. Add him up.
Perry's got 3.
I'm sorry. He's got 2. You're right. I'm sorry. So both his touchdown runs, 34 and 35 yards. We've seen him dinking and dunking all night, but when he gets for 6, he pops it.
That's because every time he gets close, Perry takes it in for the touchdown.
It's true. 2nd touchdown of the night.
34-0. Cabuso will come in to kick the extra point for the Falcons with 1:58 remaining in the 3rd period. A dominant effort tonight here by Fitch.
Cabuso lined up for the PAT.
Good snap, good hold, good kick. 35-0. Falcons on top. 1:58 remaining here in the 3rd period.
26 carries for 224 yards. Thank you, Mike Tomorrow. Hey, would you call him the Aaron Andrews of game day?
Well, I believe.
Did you not call him that?
I think they're both very good looking. Very good looking, but I think she knows a little more.
She might. 26 carries, 224 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
But what I will say about Mike Demora,
he's grinding it out down there too. It is
that
below 45 degrees, and he's on the sideline.
He must walk. I mean, he lives between those 20-yard lines. He's hash to hash tomorrow, back and forth. I want to put a Fitbit on him and see how many steps he gets on a. Mike Demora.
I think Mike likes the biscuits too.
I do. I think Mike likes the biscuits. But here's the funny thing. I was told a long time ago that, and Mike Demora is living proof of this, you can get into any venue with a confident walk and a notepad. Clipboards also help as well. As I'm walking in tonight, the woman at the gate, I said, I'm with the day. And she said, there's already one of you here.
Yeah, that was me.
I said, well, there's actually quite a few of us. And I think she's thinking, but you're the newspaper. Why does there need to be more than one of you? Thank you, ma'am. There's a whole crew of us here for game day. Squib kick, and oh, what a hit laid by Greaves. Greaves just popped East Lyme's, what number is that, 47?
Lunch pail and all that time by Greaves.
Of course, we don't have a 47
no,
on the
there
roster,
you go.
Peter
It's
Wappy.
brothers.
So,
brothers.
So, Peter Wappy, we don't have a 47 on the roster. The aforementioned roster issues. Nope, sports doctor.
Mr. and Mrs. 47 can call me tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go then. All right.
They may not want to see the replay of that one anyway, although their son hung in there and popped right up.
Clock is running.
Yep, running clock, 35 points. East Lyme fakes the handoff to Mundell. Anglin, complete. A nice gain. Good pitch and catch that time. Patterson with the reception for
England's best throw of the night right there.
2nd and 1.
Like I said, you saw him making throws in in warm-ups. Will can throw the football.
Yeah, he has
his best throw of the night.
Yeah, strong arm. Could throw it again. Pressured, and down he goes at midfield. No real chance that time. Skylar Noland with the sack for the Falcons.
They lost about 5 yards there. You go from 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 7.
Anglin pressured off the corner. Escapes, rolls to his left, gonna keep it, being chased by Shelton. And Shelton grabs him up high by the back of the jersey, and it'll be shy of the first down. It'll bring up 4th and about 6 as we're heading towards the end of the 3rd period.
I'm a little closer than that. 4th and 1.
No,
maybe getting the first down.
4th and 1. They said he stayed in bounds up closer, so they're marking it at the 45. Well, here you go, sports doctor. 4th and 1.
Yeah, you're running with Mundell up the gut? No. Hope not.
I think they're going to let the clock run out.
Yeah.
And this time, a much better situation. They only have to go about 5 yards on the other side. So that'll take us to the end of the 3rd period. 35-0. Falcons dominating. Can they pitch the shutout? Join us for 4th quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Tips from CRAC to help you grow your mental wellness. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Avoid screen time and large meals before bed. Try new activities and meet new people. Find a career or volunteer for a cause that fits your values. Get outside and change your scenery. Challenge your mind through games, books, or activities. Stick to a weekly budget. Take time to process your emotions through meditation. And write down your thoughts in a journal to help organize your feelings. To learn more about how to improve your mental wellness, visit cracct.org.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
We're back. 4th quarter action to begin here at Fitch High School. 4th and 1 for the Vikings. Toss left, Mundell, and he may have gotten the first down. He broke the tackle of Kilgore.
Mundell got that himself. Wide receiver on the outside. Kind of whiffed on the block. Ethan Gillespie, and Mundell kind of stuck his head down and got 2 yards the hard way.
Kilgore had him, but that's just too much to ask, I think. Mundell, quickness, that little quick guy, tough, strong. So 1st down, Vikes. Anglin to throw. On the run, he throws an incomplete.
Patterson, the intended receiver.
Incomplete pass.
In your estimation, how much more prepared would the East Lyme basketball team be this year with having me coach them in the summer league?
Well,
off the cuff.
I mean,
Off the cuff.
After they overcome the great disappointment of having to play for Coach Bernardi and not you.
Yeah, right.
After they're going to need some counseling sessions for that. But once that's done, little hitch and go. But Anglin at any time, but he's got some room to run. Heads to the other side of the field and tripped up at the 30-yard line. First down. Nice job, Will Anglin, keeping it himself.
You know, nice job there by Anglin, tucking and running, Casey. But I think basketball is going to be pretty decent this year in the league.
I think the league's
going to be all right.
Yeah. St. Bernard's going to be very good. I think Ledyard's going to be good. I think Waterford's going to be competitive. I think
Jeff will be all right. East Lyme will be all right.
NFA will be competitive. I think New London will be competitive. I think it's going to be a good league.
Griswold, Stonington.
Oh, there's a nice pass in the flat. Mundell down the sidelines. Can he get there? Just shy. Knocked out of the bounds inside the 5. Little flat pass that you've been looking for to Mundell, and he almost got to 6.
Yeah, just get Rowe in space and let him make it happen. That time, number 2 almost got 6 down the sidelines. He's got the speed, Casey. You just got to get him a little bit of wiggle room out there.
Inside of 10 minutes, 35-0 Fitch. East Lyme trying to get on the board. He's out of bounds at the 3. So first and goal, Vikings from the 3-yard line.
And don't run the ball up the middle here. Get to the edge.
Handoff, Mundell off left tackle, and that's bottled up quickly. Maybe a yard to the 2, nothing more.
How about that little toss sweep, little jet sweep? These guys moving in motion a little bit. That would be very hard for them to punch it in up the gut.
Clock's going to be down around 9 minutes by the time they get this snap off. It's down at 9:10. So, I mean, down 35-0. It's really about this score right here.
Right.
East Lyme trying to, have something positive off of this drive. Right outside of 9 minutes, Anglin keeps it himself, dives for the end zone, touchdown, Vikings. Will Anglin, the senior, gets the Vikings on the board.
I think Will Anglin probably called his own number there, got to the line of scrimmage and saw something up front that he liked. Casey, like you said, nobody covering the nose guard, nobody covering the center, called his own number and found the end zone for 6.
Now, was that a foghorn, an air horn?
Something, man.
What exactly was that?
Is there an evacuation horn? A hurricane? Something.
Oh boy. 8:56, and the Vikes will go for 2. Anglin. Toss left, Mundell. Cuts it back inside, dives inside, and the 2 points are good. Rowan Mundell.
2 points for number 2, and there's that egregious sound again.
Now that's a horn after being down. That's a 35-0 horn right there. What would happen if they won a game, or if it was like an extra point for the win to win it or something? 8:56 remaining in the ball game. 35-8. Falcons on top.
Fire engine siren or something.
You know what the worst part about that score was?
It's not a running clock.
Not a running clock anymore. I've grown to appreciate the running clock.
Yes, you have. You got to work tomorrow or you off?
I am working tomorrow.
Oh, come on. Stop it. Make a 4-day weekend out of it.
I don't.
What's your problem?
I am, I got to run things. I got to run the show. I got to, put the work in. People like you, Sports Doctor. Served our country so that people like me could go to work tomorrow.
I worked for double time and a half today. Smile on my face.
You know who we have not talked about yet?
Who's that?
Notre Dame football.
Yeah, that was actually one of the surprisingly big wins over Navy. They don't usually beat Navy by that badly.
They beat them up pretty good.
They did.
And that North Carolina win looks better and better.
Yes,
North Carolina
does.
is not bad.
Yeah, North Carolina beat Wake Forest last week.
Yeah, that was awful. And
good
down
night.
the sideline. Can he hold on? No, almost to the 10-yard line. Kevin Saintville Ravix got the onside kick and went the other way. He said, I got a chance to take this thing to the house. But the Falcons, just like that, will be right inside 1st and goal. Did they mark him inside the 10 or outside the 10?
Sure.
They marked him outside the 10. He'll be marked at the 12. So 1st and 10, Fitch at the 12-yard line. Or maybe call it the 13.
Ball's on about 312.
Perry, handoff. Williams, he's tripped up after a nice gain. Bring up 2nd and probably 7.
Yeah, Mike Ellis got the memo on the running clock, and he's going to try and take care of you in this drive.
East Lyme in field hockey defeated by number 2 Wethersfield 2-0. So Stonington, the number 2 seed in Class S, advances. East Lyme, the 10 seed in Class M, has been eliminated by Wethersfield. 2nd and 5 in motion. Handoff, Williams off left tackle, big hole down to the marker, and it'll be close. 3rd and probably half a foot.
Be 1st and goal.
They said 1st and goal.
Yeah, 1st and goal.
Give him the
first down inside the 3-yard line, yeah.
Clock running with under 8 minutes remaining. It'll be 1st and goal, Fitch at the 2-yard line.
Going to 2. It's on the 2. 1st and goal.
We could talk a little bit about the Irish after, in between possessions. The whole landscape of college football a little bit with the new playoff poll coming out.
Which has no sense.
We'll get into that.
None.
Yep.
Perry will let the clock run down a little bit. And 2 men in motion, so they're gonna reset.
That's a flag.
No, they can reset. Handoff, Williams, and he will waltz into the end zone. Thomas, the tank engine, Williams, puts the Falcons on top 41-8.
So 3 touchdowns for Perry, and now 3 for Williams.
So they answer the Vikings touchdown with a touchdown of their own. Busso will come in for the extra point for the Falcons, out of the hold of Beebe. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and it is through. 42-8. Falcons on top. All right, Sports Doctor.
College football playoff.
Yeah.
Breakdown.
How is Michigan State
behind Michigan?
Behind Michigan.
We lost to them head-to-head.
When they both have one loss, and Michigan's loss is to them.
That's a very, very it's mind-boggling, some of the stuff that they come up with. Number one is, it was obviously Georgia.
Yes. And after that, I think you could flip them around.
Yeah.
Ohio State still, that loss to Oregon doesn't look so bad because it was early in the year and Oregon's right there.
Right.
But how does Oregon lose to Stanford and still be hanging around where they are?
Hanging around.
When you got undefeated Oklahoma, I get that Cincinnati doesn't get any respect.
Right.
But Cincinnati's win over Notre Dame is as good a win. At Notre Dame is as good a win as any of those teams have.
And Oklahoma's played well. They made that switch at quarterback, Casey, and they're flying right now.
They got Spencer Ratliff out of there.
Yeah, that kid's a stud.
But, how do you have undefeated Oklahoma, undefeated Cincinnati on the outside looking in? Alabama loses a game. I get it.
They lost to Texas A&M.
I get it.
Yeah.
They're always they're trying to get the 4 best teams. And there's no way you can tell me Alabama's not one of the 4 best teams.
Right.
But if that's the case, then why are we playing these games?
Yeah, that is correct.
Because if you lose to an unranked team, you shouldn't be in the top 4 when there's undefeated teams hanging around. So expand the playoffs.
Who is the odd team out? Who is the team that most
right now
likely?
It's Michigan State.
Well, that mostly. I don't think they're that good either, though. They're okay. You think they're that good?
Right now, Oklahoma's outside looking in.
Okay,
Cincinnati's outside looking in.
Think Cincinnati's that good?
Beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame handily, by the way.
Yeah.
That kicks on the turf, and the Vikings will cover it at the 35.
Do you like what Notre Dame is doing with the quarterback situation?
You mean the two-headed monster?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cone is a 5th-year transfer guy. He's not he's not leading them. He can throw it.
It's going to be Buckner and Pine next year, is it not?
Yeah, Buckner's their running guy, so they've been bringing in. I like that they bring in Buckner with the freshman running back as well, and they're starting to integrate some of the kids who are going to be important next year. But Cone is still sort of the veteran. They're not ready to turn it over to the freshman yet.
No.
I don't know if Buckner can throw it enough to really, that we have to see how he's like.
They like Pine a little bit too.
Hey, why not? You can throw it a little bit. Anglin rolls right. Avoids pressure, continues to roll right, throws back across his body, has a man complete. Up towards the first down marker, it goes to Patterson.
Pass to Patterson.
It get cold here, too. It was a beautiful day today. These nights get chilly.
So as of November 9th, the committee rankings is number 1, Georgia, number 2, Alabama, number 3, Oregon, and number 4, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. How is Alabama? So what is that loss? The loss means nothing? You
For
could
Texas
lose
A&M?
Yeah, just means nothing. No, it doesn't matter.
No.
Anglin, hitch and go, throws it out into the flat, complete, and close to the first down. It'll be again to Patterson. Cincinnati and Oklahoma are at 6 and 7, and that's too low. And I got news for you. Who's not a good coach? Jim Harbaugh.
That's a news surprise.
He's
never won a big game.
Has there ever been a big game he couldn't fold tents on?
Yeah.
Anglin's going to keep it himself. He's going to have the first down as he crosses the 40-yard line, 35 before he's finally pushed back. But a first down.
Do you not see enough of Jim Harbaugh in the NFL? Do you not see enough of him, like you said, not coach Michigan to big wins? I think he's overrated.
While Mike DeMauro's here, all you need to know about the hiring of Jim Mora for the UConn football job was that Keith assumed it was the father.
Playoffs.
He couldn't figure out why anyone under the age of 60 who was alive would want that job. 5.5 minutes, 42-8.
Mike, nod your head. Is that a good hire? Mike says it's a good hire.
I got news for you. They got a guy who coached in the NFL and coached at a Pac-10 school and got 2 bowl wins. They're lucky they could get someone who has a pulse.
You're rough on the Huskies.
Oh, I can't listen. I expend too much energy caring about this, but the status of the UConn football program probably irritates me more because I'm not a UConn guy, and it irritates me this much. Like if I were a UConn guy, it would probably drive me crazy. But the fact that that program is where it is right now.
Skip Holtz coach here, Lou Holtz.
I wasn't Lou Holtz?
No, it wasn't Lou Holtz. It was somebody. Okay. East Lyme something cooking here, looking to get back on the board. Mundell.
Big hole. He's off to the races, and this time he dives toward the end zone. Touchdown, Rowan Mundell. And the Vikings at least showing a little bit of heart here on offense with back-to-back touchdown drives.
Attaboy, Ro. It's my guy, one of my basketball guys, Rowan Mundell. Up the gut for 6.
The sports doctor, there's going to be kids all over Eastern Connecticut disappointed that they're not your guy.
All my guys. He's one of them.
You're going to go to New London, they're going to say, all right, sports doctor. So when we were there for volleyball, I didn't say this I'll tell you after this 2-point conversion here attempt by. Toss left, heading to the pylon, and in for the extra point. The 2-point conversion is Patterson. And so that'll get the Vikings up to 16, 42-16 here with 4:42 remaining. So Sean Raymond, the basketball player for New London, comes up to me and he said, "You like the new gym?" I said, "I love the new gym. It's fabulous." He goes, "Does that mean you guys are going to do a game here this year?"
Show up, yeah.
And I said, "We did your games last year." He goes, "Yeah, but you guys never came here." I said, "That's just, circumstances." I said, "We don't control away and home." I said, "But I said, yeah." I said, "I think the new gym is worth seeing," and absolutely. I said, "So, you do your job and don't stink."
There you go.
So I need to put an addendum on that, Casey. So I think I heard that from 3 or 4 different people. Like, you guys don't come on. So we are going to do every New London road game this year.
You know what I heard from Shop? You don't know nothing about volleyball. What are you doing here? You don't know volleyball.
That's true. That's why.
yeah,
That's why Madison Canestrari was sitting next to
You're
you.
accurate. You're right, Chop.
I know
The
more
Grinch.
about volleyball than you, sports
Oh, I
doctor.
don't know nothing about it.
And I still don't know nearly enough to not have Madison Canestrari sitting next to me. So that was,
Like 12 guys in the field, flag. Count them.
Bigger question, sports doctor, is why you're not hanging out on the beach volleyball circuit.
Yeah. I gotta be doing more. I'm a little stagnant right now. I'm gonna try and change that.
Winter's coming up. Get over to the sandbox and little pooch kick taken by the Falcons and falling on it at the 35-yard line. So 4:39 remaining, 42-16. The Falcons have given up a couple of touchdowns here in the fourth quarter to East Lyme, and
I'll start playing basketball on Tuesday and Thursday nights over in Salem with my neighbor.
If I was physically able
Yeah.
to even waddle up and down a court,
No, it
I
should
would
be all
show.
right. It should
I
be
would
all
show.
right.
I would show up there just to guard you.
I'm an easy guard now. I'm going to be a...
Hang out on the three-point line.
That's
You're
it.
not going
I'm
inside.
gonna have a Wally Zerbiak dive to the corner and just throw me the rock.
I'd make you work, too, on defense. I'd run around. I'd run around all over the place.
You know what my defense is called right now? Olay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Problem is I'm not physically capable of running up and down the court. I can't even power walk. If I can even power walk up and down the court, I would.
Yeah, my neighbor is Steve Crefton. He, like water skis like it's nobody's business professionally and slalom skis. He's running 3 miles a day. He says, hey, Keith, let's start playing basketball during the week. I'm like, what?
Handoff, Williams rumbles and ripped to the ground after a gain of 6.
I had to look at the flyer because the flyer said 21 and over. I thought it was 51 and over.
That's you should be looking for a 50 and over basketball league.
Well, I'm looking at the flyer. I'm like, well, if it's 50 and over, I'm gonna be okay with this.
Yeah, but 21 and over, you're gonna get kids that play at Mitchell on a Tuesday night and come over and play with you the next night.
30 carries, 245 yards.
Yeah, I do feel like I've said his name an awful lot.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've said anything but 5-yard gain attached to it too. I mean, it's been.
He had a couple long ones. He had a 34 and a 35-yard touchdown run. So.
But I don't think they've stopped them for less than 5 yards.
No.
Maybe once all night long. Under 4 minutes, and they're just going to milk the clock and take their time.
And hand goes up in the back like it is now, and you snap the football.
Handoff Williams. And you know what? Give the kid credit. He could have bounced that outside and maybe gotten more yards. He stayed right true to form on the hash.
10 yards up the
chains.
gut. Move the chains.
Crosses into East Lyme territory and first down Falcons.
This clock can't go by fast enough, I think, for Fitch, East Lyme, the fans. It's cold now. Boy.
Nope, I'll tell you, I have come to appreciate the running clock. Love me a running clock.
I think as soon as it got below 40 degrees, Mike DeMauro came up to the booth, too.
First down, Falcons. Clock ticking, 3:05, and they are waiting for that official's hand to go up. There it goes, and they'll run a play. That is smart football. Handoff, Williams. Up the middle, off right tackle, 6 yards. You know, Peter Wappy, what I think we should have done maybe half an hour ago is just had you run that clip in some kind of loop. Sadly, the Falcons of Fitch Volleyball have been knocked off by North Haven. Good friend of mine, Miranda Cahill's daughter, was second team All-ECC, honorable mention All-ECC. Played for that Falcons volleyball team. A lot of familiar names. 2:30 and counting, 42-16 Falcons, and they'll have it 2nd and 4. Yeah, if we could have just put in Williams up the middle, 6-yard gain on a loop, I could have gone home an hour ago.
Don't forget Hall of Fame luncheon Sunday. Last day tomorrow.
Well, I think all in all, Ellis is going to be pretty proud of his team's performance tonight. Except for that false start right there. I had jinxed him. Second penalty the night for Fitch. But all in all, Casey, if you talk to him coming in, this is his type of football game. Running the football, ball control, limited penalties, only one turnover on the fumble going in. I think he got a good, crisp game out of his team tonight.
I don't think they have a lot of depth, but this group that he has, the 22 on offense and defense, right now playing very good, solid football. He's got a guy like Shelton, who can really be a force on both sides of the ball. The defense flies to the football. Williams is a special guy right now in that backfield. Malachi Maddox, who's in motion right now. Handoff, Williams, big hole, bounces off a defender, still on his feet, ripping forward. He's not giving up anytime soon, and he crosses the 40, first down, Falcons.
Another 10 yards there. Something out of nothing, like you said, getting hit, getting popped, gets another 10.
Now, if I were Coach Ellis, I don't know about that would have been his last carry. I would have
33 carries, is that it, Mike, for 270? That 3 looks like an egg or something like that, Mike. Is just chicken scratch. 33 carries, 270 yards for Williams tonight.
So as we are starting to think about the Waterford Dental Health Player of the game,
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna head down. I'm gonna head down after this play.
How about I have 3 touchdowns on the day and completed all my passes, and I can't become the Waterford Dental Health Player. Ben Perry's going, wait a minute. Good thing he was earlier in the year. He was the Waterford Dental Health Player of the game. There's Perry taking a knee.
I'm gonna head down now and beat the rush. Good win tonight from Mike Ellis.
So, Peter Wappy, what's next for us on game day?
So we're going to take next week off from live streaming so I can get out and cover some of the state playoff games, soccer/field hockey. The possibility of a Ledyard-Stonington Class M soccer final is still in the cards. So that would be fun to go out and see. I don't think we would be able to get the rights to broadcast that.
And that means of any kind, right? So we don't have the ability to do anything with that?
I can go and do highlights for it.
Okay.
So, yeah, if that happens, I will certainly be there. A couple interesting semifinals along the way. In volleyball, Waterford and Ledyard playing each other tomorrow night.
That'll be fun. A lot of teams alive still in Class M. Stonington is going to be playing Bacon. Like we said, Ledyard's still alive. Fitch in Class L with a big win over Middletown still alive. Stonington's still alive in field hockey. So East Lyme still alive in volleyball. A lot of local teams. You're going to be running around the state. A lot of places to go. But here tonight, 42-16, the Falcons put a thumping on the East Lyme Vikings as they maintain playoff hope in Class L, moving to 6-2 on the year. Next up for East Lyme will be Capital Prep Achievement, and then Thanksgiving Day against Ledyard in what might be a play-in game for either team. Ledyard's still mathematically alive as well in Class S, and Fitch alive in Class L. That's all for us here from Door Field. For the sports doctor Keith O'Brien and Peter Wappy and the crew, Mikey D down on the sidelines, and the junior voice of game day to my left, I am Casey O'Neill. Good night, everybody.